Guardianship. The word walayat in the dictionary means nearness, aid, and possession. It is one of the most important and great parts of Islam that the human society has neglected. Unfortunately, the majority of Muslims separated their path from the Ahlul Bayt and do not know that the issue of leadership and succession after the Holy Prophet is not a matter of choice, but this issue is determined by God based on the natural needs of humans and the conditions of society. The Holy Prophet says, "Whoever dies and does not know his or her Imam has died the death of ignorance." This narrative leads us to understand the high status of Imamat and Wilayat, and that Tawhid, monotheism, Nabuwat, prophethood, and Imamat are complementary to each other. In the Shia school, Wilayat or Imamat is one of the principles of religion and an extension of Nabuwat and Tawhid. Currently, Sunni accepts only Nabuwat. In this case, we must say Nabuwat and Wilayat, they complete each other and shouldn't be separated. For example, if someone accepts the principles of religion and has faith in them, but does not perform prayer as one of the very first pillars of religion, then his faith is not worth much. The best solid proof for the Wilayat of Imam Ali is the verse of Wilayat. God says in this verse, "Verily, your guardians are God and His Prophet, and those who believe and perform prayer and pay zakat while they are in ruku." The narration of the verse of Wilayat is as follows. One day, a poor man goes to the mosque and asks for help from the people present there, but no one gives him anything. At that time, Imam Ali, who was praying, noticed the poor man, and while he was in ruku, he put his hand towards and closed all his fingers except his little finger, which had a ring on it. The poor man realized that the Imam was going to give him his ring, so he took the ring. On the way back, the Prophet met him and asked who gave him this ring and in what condition. The poor man replied that Ali had given it to him as he had bowed down while praying. At this time, the Holy Prophet started saying takbir and recited the verse of Wilayat. Some have said Alladina Amanu is plural and Ali was not more than one person, and it is possible that it is about other people as well. However, in addition to Shia sources, many important sources of Sunnis also agree that this verse is about Imam Ali. Narratives from Imam Ali. Unfortunately, Imam Ali's narratives in Sunni books are very few and about 50, while he was by the Prophet's side from childhood to the end of his life, and he was always with him through the highs and lows of the path of Islam. But for example, from Abu Hurairah, more than 5,000 hadith have been narrated in Sunni books, and this has only one meaning. Unfortunately, Sunni scholars had a strong reluctance towards the words of Imam Ali, while there was no one more than him in the presence of the Prophet, and after the Prophet, no one tried harder in the way of Islam than him. Imam Ali brought unity to Muslims. After the death of the Prophet, while he had introduced Imam Ali as his successor, Abu Bakr, Umar, and Uthman took over his position. In such a situation, Imam Ali, to prevent bloodshed and division among Muslims, kept silent for 25 years, and during this time, not only did not touch the sword to reach the throne, but repeatedly helped the three caliphs before him for the Islamic world and Muslims. Imam Ali's ethics about his companions. Imam Ali behaved very tolerantly with his companions. When some of his companions disagreed with him on the issue of war with Muawiyah, Imam Ali behaved tolerantly with them. He did not prevent them from going to the mosques. He did not deprive them of the spoils of war as long as they were in the army of Islam, and did not fight with them until they started the war. Unfortunately, some of them were very fanatical in their religion. For this reason, they broke up with Imam Ali until they started bloody wars, and finally, Imam Ali was martyred by the same separated and fanatical followers. Even Imam Ali, before leaving this world, ordered his children to bring clean food and a soft carpet for his killer. He forbade his children to hit him more than once for qisas. Yes, Imam Ali was a person who behaves well even with someone who tried to kill him, and orders not to treat him badly. Ahmed Hanbal says none of the companions of the Prophet can reach the level of Ali ibn Talib in his virtues. Unfair rumors against Shia. Unfortunately, some historians of the Sunni attribute unfair and ridiculous slander to Shia, which are believed by fanatics and gullible people. For example, Shias consider the Quran to be distorted. Shia torture a red sheep on behalf of Aisha. They consider Gabriel as an enemy, name their dogs Abu Bakr and Umar. Like Jews, they do not believe in triple divorce. They don't believe in the resurrection, and etc. These things are not only nonsense, but also there is no real evidence or reason for them. Also, a number of slanderers and biased people spread false rumors about the supremacy of Imams over the Holy Prophet, Shia's ideology among the Sunnis. In response to these people, it should be said that the Shia considers the Holy Prophet as holy and innocent of any error and mistake more than all other Islamic religions, and they believe in infidelity of a person who denies one of the rulings of the Prophet, and they consider him to be the best human being. Shia accepts adherence to Imams because it is most reliable way to reach the Prophet's way of life. Now, some Sunnis believe that the Prophet's infallibility is limited to religious matters. It is stated in Sahih Bukhari, it was attributed for getting the Holy Quran to the Prophet by Aisha. Abu Hurairah says, at the beginning of the prayer, the Prophet suddenly realizes that he is junub, so he abandons the prayer, goes home and takes a bath, and then returns to the mosque and starts the prayer. Does someone who is the pride of two worlds and the last of the prophets forget the Quran or enter the mosque in a state of janaba? Are these opinions compatible with the nature of the Prophet and his infallibility? This is definitely an insult to the Prophet.